One of my biggest takeaways last year is that you can't hate yourself into a body that you love. When I started to love my body and meet myself where I was in my journey through the different workouts that I was doing, talking kindly to myself in all moments, and really just giving myself the things I needed to feel my best, is when I started to see the best results inside and out. February is the month of love, and I created a 28-day Pilates challenge to help you fall in love with yourself the sweaty way. I truly wanted to create a challenge that would help you in your journey, and so I worked with our community to come up with the Self-Love Club Challenge. Each week contains a weekly meditation guided by me, as well as 7 different workouts or stretches. I wanted to help you kickstart your journey and give you a free month on me to join my challenge. So use code HEALTHY at sweatystudio.com/pricing. I cannot wait to join you for February and help you fall in love with yourself inside and out. Hello, and welcome to the Healthy Be Human podcast. My name is Callie. I'm your podcast host, and I am so excited to have you here today listening to our episode all about friendship and building long-lasting relationships. I am so excited to get into our little topic. It is a quick, shorter episode today, and yeah. But before we get started, we always like to do a little self-check-in just to get grounded, become present in our busy or not busy day, just to check in with ourselves and see how we're feeling. Think of it like a little self-love activity. So wherever you are, take a moment to just take a nice inhale through your nose, grow nice and tall, filling up your lungs with lots of loving, beautiful breath. And then on your exhale, open your mouth, sigh, not releasing anything that's holding you back, any tension in your body, let it go. And now I want you to ask yourself, how am I feeling today? 1 to 10. 10 is I'm feeling amazing. 1 is I am feeling terrible. Be honest with yourself here. Now ask yourself, why do I feel like this? Maybe something happened, maybe nothing happened. Just starting to pinpoint the why. Now ask yourself, what is something I can do to make my day a little bit better? Maybe it's doing a workout. I just did a Pilates party workout on Sweaty Studio and I feel really good. Or maybe it's just listening to this podcast. It could be literally anything. Now, ask yourself, have I drank water in the past 30 minutes? Hydration is key, as I always say. I sound like a literal mom when I say that, but go ahead. If you haven't drank water, I want you to grab a water bottle with me. I have a protein shake right now, so it has water in it, so that counts. We're going to chug it on 3, 2, and let's chug our water. All right. Cool. Now, if you haven't stood up in the past hour, I want you to go ahead and stand up, shake out your legs, shake out your arms, get the blood flowing in your beautiful body, and return. Okay, cool. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what is something that the younger version of me would be proud of that I have accomplished so far in my week? I always ask this question, but on a longer scale. So think week. What is like one small thing? For me, it would be I saw dolphins today, and my younger version would be so proud of myself for being in a place that I can see dolphins. Fun fact, you guys, I used to love dolphins so much when I was a kid that I would only speak in dolphin squeaks when I took swimming lessons. So yeah. Okay, last question is, what is one thing that I can do to spread love into the world today? Sometimes we take a lot of time for ourselves and we don't always give back, or vice versa. So just take a moment to think, how can you give to the world? And maybe giving to the world is literally making sure your own cup is full. That is one way, you guys. When I don't fill my cup, I am not the nicest human being ever to exist or the best version of myself. So filling your cup is a form of giving back. Okay, cool. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling checked in and present, ready for today's little quick power episode. I'm recording this on Monday, the day before Valentine's Day. It is going to drop on Wednesday, the day after Valentine's Day. So if you're listening to this, you probably already had Valentine's Day happen. I think this week can be really tough for some people. I know that Valentine's Day can feel lonely for some. Others, it's a really fun day. But you guys, I'm going to get real with you. Last Valentine's Day, I cried. And probably the Valentine's Day before that, the Valentine's Day before that, I also cried. And I'm going to get totally real with you guys, but something that I definitely have struggled with before, with my birthday, with holidays, with all the stuff, is having expectations, and when the expectations are not met, letting that ruin my entire day. So something that last year was very, very, very much affected me was the whole getting flowers from my boyfriend. And I remember last year we had just started dating a couple months prior. So I think we started dating in December. And I told him, I was like, I love flowers, all this stuff. And just for like a little back story, I had voiced my love for flowers in many other relationships. And for some reason, no one I was dating seemed to pick up the fact that I liked flowers, even though I said it all the time. I don't think that's very high maintenance to want some flowers. They're like the prettiest things ever. So anyways, I'd buy myself flowers, and I always like deep down really wanted a guy to get me flowers. So I remember last Valentine's Day, it was Valentine's Day, and my boyfriend had not got me flowers, and he'd planned this entire night for us. It was like a really fun night. We got drinks at this really cool rooftop bar, and then we went to this art museum thing. Anyways, it was a whole night. And I remember I let this one thing like ruin my entire night at first because I had really high expectations. And I'm not to say you guys should not have high expectations. I think we should all have high standards for the people that we date and the friends that we have, because if we don't, then we might surround ourselves with people that aren't the best for us. But I definitely let one little thing affect the whole night, and it should not have, because I didn't give my boyfriend a chance. And listen, I had the expectation that I was gonna get flowers right off the bat. He had planned to get me flowers, but he wanted me to pick them out with him, and it was really sweet, and it was like, it ended up all being amazing and fine. But it's one of those things, and this just is going to tie into our episode today. Communication is really key when you have expectations, and I think something that has been very toxic in my friendships, in my dating relationships, is having expectations and not knowing how to properly communicate them with the person I'm with, or the person I'm with not knowing how to communicate with me properly. So anyways, where was I going with that? I was going with that in the fact that Valentine's Day can be tough. I have had multiple Valentine's Days, as I mentioned, where I've left, or not left, but I've just had a mental breakdown or whatever. Anyways, my girls listening, my guys listening, I just want to remind you that in any situation, birthdays, holidays, going in with very few expectations has always led to me having the best nights. I think expectations versus standards are different. I think expectations are when you paint out a reality that's going to play out in your mind, and then when that reality doesn't play out exactly, you get upset, versus standards is like, this is the values I want in a relationship. This is important to me. So that's where I'm at with it. Anyways, I think I just rambled a little bit, but anyways, for Valentine's Day, any day, the fewer the expectations, the better. Last birthday, I kind of just freeballed it, and I had a really fun birthday versus other years when I was like type A, plan everything. And obviously, as life goes, nothing worked out, and I ended up crying. It just wasn't as fun. So let's be a little less serious in life. Roll with the flow, go with the flow, and have more fun. So anyways, I hope you had a good Valentine's Day, since this is obviously the day after Valentine's Day. If you didn't, don't let it affect you too much, because it is just one day, and sometimes these holidays are a little overhyped, in my opinion. Let's get into things though. So I guess I'll just do a quick update, because it's the day before Valentine's Day. As you know, I moved, this will tie into our episode. As you know, I moved to Florida. I live in a small town in South Florida, and I did not know anyone moving down here. So the past few, I guess it's been 2 months now, I've been really shifting my attention and focus to making some friendships and long-lasting relationships. And I'm not going to lie, last week I was feeling really lonely, and it was tough. And I think I'm kind of climbing out of that hurdle of feeling that kind of loneliness. I don't know. Friendships are interesting. Like, I think sometimes we meet someone, and we're really excited about the friendship. And we have this expectation, like I mentioned at the start of the episode, that it's going to be this whole beautiful friendship. And then when life happens, the person that you're becoming friends with gets too busy, or is going through a hardship in their life, and they're not as available to make new friends and all this stuff. it can be really discouraging. And I think I've been going through that a little bit. So if we're getting real, that's where I've been. I've made a couple friends, and I have one friend I really am like obsessed with, but I have a lot of friends who are like, I'd say potential friends, if that makes sense. Like we're starting to build a friendship, but that's where I was last week, and it was really tough. I cried a lot, and I just wasn't feeling like my best. So I went to Miami, had a little weekend with my best friend from college, and then I'm back. I feel good, refreshed, and we're back on making friendships and relationships and all that jazz. So yeah, life is good. But I just want to remind you that if you are going through a season of loneliness or you feel a little disconnected from the community around you, it is really normal. And I think in our 20s, if you're in your 20s or in college or high school or in your 30s, whatever age you're listening to this, I think seasons of loneliness do happen. A lot of us, I've noticed once you go past college, everyone's kind of on like a different life path, and it can feel lonely if you and your best friend are all of a sudden in a totally different stage of life. Like if your best friend is someone and they get in a serious relationship and you're still in your season of singleness, it can feel lonely and there can be a disconnect, and I feel like there is like a bit of a divide, but there doesn't have to be. And I think I was having this conversation today with my friend, and we were talking about how the importance of remaining friends with someone and continuing to put effort into a friendship even when you feel like you aren't in the same place in life, because you never know, something could happen, that person could be in the same area of life as you or whatever. It's just important to not stop being friends with someone just because you maybe don't have everything in common with them. And I'm reading a book right now by Jenny Allen called, you guys, I totally blanked on the name of the book. Wait, Find Your People. I have it right near me. It's called Find Your People. I've been really obsessed with it. Actually started reading it when I moved to New York City, but I didn't finish it, and I was reading it some more this morning. And it was really cool because this book talked about how your friendships aren't going, so I'm going to summarize this and try to summarize this, but not every single person in your life who's your friend is going to fill every like area or need in your life, if that makes sense. Like something that I think we put a lot of pressure on is trying to be in a relationship or have a friendship that checks every single need we have. Like example, if you're dating someone and you're expecting them to give you all the things that you need to feel social. Like I think sometimes I've done this in the past. I've used my relationship and expected they were going to fill all my social needs when in reality I needed more girl time, and I was wanting them to fill this void that only my friends who were girls could fill, like, I don't know, talking about periods or talking about like really just like feminine girl things. And I was needing that in my relationship and I wasn't getting that. And as a result, there was like a disconnect and problems arose. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/Callie and get on your way to being your best self. When I think of my best self, I think of giving my mind and body the things it needs to feel its best. Things like low impact workouts or mental health boosting exercises like journaling, meditations, or going to therapy. Last spring, I was really struggling with my mental health, specifically anxiety and depression, and I started using BetterHelp to see a therapist on a bi-weekly basis. I loved my sessions because my therapist would actually take me through different sensory and visualization exercises that really helped me cope when I was experiencing intense anxiety in my daily life. If you're thinking about giving therapy a try, I can say for a fact that BetterHelp is such a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/Callie, CALLIE today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Callie. So it's important to realize that not all your friends are going to fill and serve the same exact purpose in your life. And that was really cool to read in the book. So if you are feeling discouraged about friends, just know that you don't have to find like the perfect friend. Every friend is different. No person is perfect, and we're all human beings. As I could say, the podcast, Healthy Be Human. So definitely I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now, but this is like a whole other random like side note, I guess. Something that I read in another book is how it was about like dating. How our society is wired to have a consumeristic mindset. So I guess an example of that would be if you're using like a dating app, you are putting in all the different things that you want in a person, and it's almost like you're shopping around for the person that you want to date. And it's not like this like kind of weird picking and shopping for the right person isn't exactly the most healthy way to do it. So I think it's just like realizing that not every single trait or thing is going to be in one person. I mean, maybe it is, but I think it's like we need to like lighten up a little bit on our relationships in that sense. Anyways, I want to move into some things that can help with making deeper friendships. And these are things that I've been trying out. And one of those things is work dates. I also love in Jenny Allen's book that she stresses you don't have to have these extravagant friendship dates that you have all the time. It can literally be just living life with people. And I think that's something that I haven't really ever practiced, is truly, truly growing in a community with people around me. Like, instead of just going on a coffee date and catching up on life, it's actually doing life with people. So I've been loving work dates. I'll go to local coffee shops with some of my friends who work remotely, and we'll all just work together. We're not always the most productive, but it's still so freaking fun. But speaking of productivity, something that does help me on those days when I'm like hella unproductive is Magic Mind. You guys already know I love Magic Mind so much. Think of it like a little green bottle juice shot looking thing that you throw back. It can be a coffee sub, or it can go alongside your coffee, has some matcha in it. Like, think of matcha like nature's extended release version of caffeine, but it doesn't give you the jitters like coffee does. Also, Magic Mind has nootropics inside, like lion's mane, ashwagandha, that help relax you so you don't get that anxious energy, which I always get when I drink too much coffee. So Magic Mind also helps a lot with focus and productivity, and I have definitely noticed a big difference on the days when I have taken it versus when I haven't taken it. It's one of those things where you take it consistently and you're going to feel a lot of the benefits. But you guys, when I do these friend dates and I'm feeling like a little unproductive, Magic Mind does truly help me a lot. So if you want to try Magic Mind, you can use code HEALTHY to get up to 56% off your subscription order at magicmind.co/healthy, and let me know how you like it. In addition to taking my Magic Mind shot, another thing I really do love to do with my friends is I love to do little walks, and this has been something that's been really fun that I can just integrate also into the day. It's more of doing life with friends versus just catching up on life. And what I'll do is my friends that live close by will either meet up at a coffee shop and then get our coffees and go to the beach and go on a beach walk. I did that this morning with my friend Ellie. You guys, we saw dolphins and it was literally the cutest thing ever. And we caught up about just so much stuff in the past week, and also just had like a really deep conversation while getting our hot girl walk on, which was such a vibe. Also, I do that sometimes with my other friend who lives in my neighborhood, and it's just like a really quick little way to hang out with friends and add that social life into your day without it being like a 3-hour thing. Because like, look, you guys, if you're listening, I know you're probably a busy gal and we don't always have hours every single day to see our friends, unfortunately. But if you do need to have that little social boost like me, I always loved, I feel like I'm an introvert extrovert, I would say. Like, I definitely thrive on social energy, but sometimes I can't do the all day hangouts like I wish I could. But walks are such a game changer, and you can throw them into any time of the day. Also, something that's been really, really fun that I've been loving too is getting plugged into a local Bible study or some sort of club or community group. I always say that it's really important when making friends to put yourself in a situation where you are very attracted to, and a situation where it attracts people who are like-minded, and also people who are going to build you up in your life and are going to be good influences on you. So for me, I've definitely found a lot of friends in my local church because I want to surround myself with people who are going to help build up my faith and also just get really deep with me. I don't know. I'm a very deep person. If you're listening, you probably already know that. So for me, I love to have deep conversations. I love to talk all things just spirituality and just all that jazz. So for me, I found a lot of friends in my church, and also my friend has a Bible study, and I've been going to that like pretty much every week, or going through the book of Ruth right now in the Bible, and it's just been really, really fun. It's really chill, and it's like also cool because I'm meeting people who are in all different walks of life at this Bible study, and it's just been like really cool. So that's also a fun way too. I know John has been going to some different clubs around the community. Like he went to like a fishing club, I think, and met a lot of people there that were really cool. And also I've been having Pilates events in person on the beach like once a month. So I'm trying to build a little community in Florida. And this is something that you guys, I also say, and I've always just believed this and sworn by this: if the activity doesn't already exist, create it. Like in college, I remember I wanted to have a little figure skating group. I wanted to find other figure skaters who went to my college. And me and my friend, I found one girl who also skated, and we started a club together, and we ended up like promoting it and getting girls at the college who also skated to join. And it was like this really fun thing. It didn't exist before we started it. Also, like in Florida with these in-person beach Pilates classes, I was like, you know what? I want to find other girls in the area who are post-grad, who love Pilates, want to meet some friends in the area, super chill. Let's like create this. So I teamed up with my friend Mackenzie, and we did an event together, and then I'm doing my own while she's in Europe right now. But shout out Mackenzie Marsh. If you don't already follow her, go check her out on Instagram. She's been on the podcast before, and she's all things community. Really inspired me to start doing the in-person events. So yeah, so those are just like a couple ways. Like making friends is challenging. I know it can feel discouraging sometimes to meet people who you really click with and share similar values to you, but don't give up. And also too, I have had time and time again where I meet someone and I instantly want to rule them out because maybe they said something, or maybe we just didn't click right away. But it's really important to give people more than one chance. You never know if they're going through something that day, or they're just not feeling super social. So it's really important to not just like cancel someone on one social, I guess, hang out with that person. And yeah, because you never know. Like some of my best friends, I didn't love them at first, and then I didn't want to hang out with them ever again, but then I did, and I absolutely loved them. So really important to just kind of keep an open mind with friendships. And also too, like you get what you put in. Friendships, I've always found, any relationship, it's super important to put effort in. If you want to become friends with someone, or even you want to date someone, literally don't sit around waiting for them. You reach out to them, make the first move. Who freaking cares what they say or what they think? If they're supposed to be in your life, they're going to respond, and they're going to be really excited that you reached out. And if they are busy or can't hang out for like the first week or whatever, don't give up. Invite them a couple more times. If they continue to say no, maybe move along. But I think it's really important to make sure you're initiating and not holding yourself back, because I don't know if you have listened to this podcast before, but if you have, I think I've shared this before. I used to move around all the time as a kid. I went to 3 high schools in 3 years. I basically became the queen of making new friends. Not really, but I definitely learned a lot of things about how to make new friends when I had to move environments so frequently. And I have just learned over and over again that the new kid, like you might have a couple people make an effort with you, but chances are they're already established, already have their own friends. So you kind of have to put a lot of effort in at the beginning to make some friends. But that doesn't mean that no one likes you. Don't forget that. People just don't think about other people a lot. And they don't always want to include people or think about including someone else. But if you reach out, I'm sure if they want to be your friend, they're going to invite you, or they're going to like reciprocate that effort and want you to come join whatever thing they're doing. So don't give up. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you if you haven't made a lot of close friends in your new environment or wherever you are in your life, because I have had so many friends come and go, and long-lasting friendships, they're not the easiest to find, but I promise your friends are out there, and you're worthy of beautiful, beautiful, long-lasting friendships. You are so special. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Everything is right with you, and I just wanted to remind you with that, because I know sometimes it can be really discouraging if you feel like you're kind of alone. I've had those thoughts where I'm like, what's wrong with me? But truly nothing's wrong with you. So don't give up, my queen. keep building those relationships, keep shining, and no matter what season of life you're walking through right now, I promise you're in it for such a beautiful reason. And I know how cliche that may sound, but even in your struggles, even in your low points, you're going to come out so strong and you're going to be able to help someone else who's going through a similar thing in the future. But I will see you next time, my gorgeous queen. Make sure, if you haven't already, to go check out my studio. I have a Pilates studio, an app called Sweaty Studio, where I post lots of fun Pilates workouts. So if you're ever feeling lonely, go work out with me. It's super fun. We're doing a little Valentine's Day Instagram live class on Saturday. I think it's the 18th at 10 a.m. So definitely sign up for that as well. It's free and it's going to be so fun. A little Valentine's Day class. And yeah, have the best day ever. Keep shining. And if you love this podcast, make sure you leave a little review. It helps the podcast reach more people and spread more love into the world. And also tag me listening to this podcast wherever you are on your Instagram. You can tag me at Healthy But Human Pod. And yeah, I love seeing you guys listening to the episode. It makes my heart so happy that you guys love it. So yeah, you guys are amazing. I'll see you next time. Have the best day. Keep shining. Keep staying sweaty. Keep being healthy but still human, and finding that beautiful balance in your life and cultivating amazing friendships. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye. One of my biggest takeaways last year is that you can't hate yourself into a body that you love. When I started to love my body and meet myself where I was in my journey through the different workouts that I was doing, talking kindly to myself in all moments, and really just giving myself the things I needed to feel my best, is when I started to see the best results inside and out. February is the month of love, and I created a 28-day Pilates challenge to help you fall in love with yourself the sweaty way. I truly wanted to create a challenge that would help you in your journey, and so I worked with our community to come up with the Self-Love Club Challenge. Each week contains a weekly meditation guided by me, as well as 7 different workouts or stretches. I wanted to help you kickstart your journey and give you a free month on me to join my challenge. So use code HEALTHY at sweatystudio.com/pricing. I cannot wait to join you for February and help you fall in love with yourself inside and out.